Good afternoon, everyone. Um, Good to have you here. I must apologize, Facebook is being a little bit interesting as they put in a new system, so I keep trying to figure out what this whole process is when they do the countdown, because apparently there's supposed to be a countdown and the thingamajig is the count, not the thingamajig. the the live is supposed to automatically open up, and so I'm under the impression that it automatically pops up to send me a reminder that it's opening. However, it's not doing that. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's something I need to figure out on the technology side. So for all of you who are joining, do me a couple of can y'all do me a couple of favors? I just need a couple. It ain't too many, and it ain't going. It ain't. It's only gonna cost you a second. It ain't gonna take a lot of time. I need you to give this give this video a thumbs up or a heart. Those are the only two I'm accepting. Give this video a thumbs up and a heart. Give me a good afternoon. Give me a good morning for wherever you're located. Give me a hey, Tina, what's going on, girl? Give me something in the comments, because we want to make sure that the algorithms are pushed out so we can get more of your sisters to be alerted that we are live. And as you come on in the future, I hope that you'll remember these just couple of steps. I don't ask for much now. I don't ask for much. Hi, Miss Robin. Hey, Miss Lawanda. Miss Lawanda, I see you getting busy over there in TSP. You go on, girl. Put in that work, girl, because it's going to be great for your business. Hi, Miss Latanya. I hope all is well. Hope all is going well. So, yeah, that's a couple of things that I asked for. Just give me a like or a love, and say hello, say hi, say whatever, um, because I want to be sure that the message gets out to those members who are inside of this group so they can watch it. And sometimes your help is needed to make that happen. Your engagement is needed to make that happen. So I don't ask for much. I mean, I could ask y'all to contribute like $5, $10, $20 or something. But I'll ask you to just do a couple clicks and say hello. That's it. I know some of y'all may be sneaking in here while you at work. It's okay. So, I'm always excited, and I see that I see every now and then the video pauses. So if somebody recognizes, I know it pauses because I have it on my other camera, so I can pay attention to what y'all doing in there and what I'm watching over here. I'm trying to cover all my bases, y'all. So this is our third installment of Wisdom Wednesdays. And if you've been watching them, first of all, if you're watching the replay, hashtag tag replay. But if you've been watching them, if you've caught the past two Wisdom Wednesdays, tell me in the comments, what do you think of them? Do you like them? Do you have some suggestions of topics I should share? We're going to start getting down in the nitty gritty. I just want to love on you for a couple of minutes first before we go deep. Before y'all all run. But do you enjoy having these midday conversations? I try to make them, I keep looking over here at my clock because my camera's blocking my clock. I try to make them short and brief but to the point. So if you're enjoying them, please write in the comments and let me know. Hi, Ophelia. Ophelia's always here. That's one guaranteed face. I know I'm going to see her beautiful face, her beautiful image. But if you're enjoying Wisdom Wednesdays, please let me know. Your feedback is always helpful to me as I move forward in creating. Hi, Malicia. As I move forward in creating more content and upcoming classes. Anyone excited to be taking a class with me? If you haven't taken, I don't think any of you have taken a class with me who are watching right now. And I think Malicia is the only one who's actually worked with me. What the rest of y'all waiting on? If you scared, say you scared. Okay, I done asked a couple of questions and y'all ain't answered me. Number one, Are you enjoying Wisdom Wednesdays? Yes or no? And I won't get offended if you say no. Okay. Number two, I forgot what the other question was. So this week on Wisdom Wednesdays, LaWanda has not yet. I appreciate the midweek inspiration. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. So yeah, all of y'all, not all of y'all, some of y'all, tell them, Alicia, tell them to stop waiting. I don't bite. I may make you cry, and most of you will say, well, I don't want to do that, or I've been doing too much of that. When I make you cry, it's totally different. You're cleansing. You're releasing. You're getting some of that not so yummy stuff up out of here. Okay. So, um, let me do my spiel. First of all, because I share this on YouTube, you're missing it out up close and personal because you're not inside of my Facebook group opening the doorway to self-love. But for those of you who may be new and who may be watching me, I am Tina C. Hines, Life Transformation Specialist. I work with emotionally wounded women who are on an amazing journey from hurting to healing to happiness. I'm an intuitive empath, intuitive clairvoyant, medium, and an empath, healer, and all that magical shit wrapped up into one. I like to always say that magical shit wrapped up into one. I am a fifth generation healer and clairvoyant and all that magical shit wrapped up in one. Yes, it's a family thing. So I just didn't wake up this morning and decide, hey, I'm going to go see dead people. But the one thing that I've learned over the years and also observed through my grandmothers who came before me is that we had a passion for making sure we helped women. From my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, who everybody loves, Grandma Jenny, to my great-grandmother, who was the wife of a Pentecostal minister working in the ministry, to my grandmother, who worked for women, infants, and children in New Jersey, and to my mom, who was a nurse as well as a minister. So yeah, y'all know I'm a preacher's kid. I may not act like it all the time, but I am, because I chose my own path, and my path, as I've been guided by my ancestors, is to because we can more openly do this healing work, and we can do it without, I want to know my best word I want to choose to use. We can openly discuss about our healing versus hiding it. And I can do the work that I do in a different capacity because I choose to say my gift is from a higher power, but I do not place a label on it. And that, is what attracts me to certain women, because I'm not here to judge, I am here to help and heal. And if healing and transformation and happiness is what you desire, especially that last one, happiness, press the number 1 in the comments. I'm always excited for the people who have joined. Again, all I ask is that you give this video a love and a thumbs up or a love, and that you also say hello. Don't be no fly on the wall. Okay, so this week we are talking about practicing unconditional love. Love without conditions. I briefly did a video before we started at 12 o'clock talking about we all have that unconditional love, especially for, hey Yvette, hey Deborah, for our children, for those who have children. We love our children without conditions. When we birth them and we look at them, we may say a couple of things in our head, I know I did, but when we hold them and that baby smell, there are no conditions when we love our children. And sometimes we have to think about, as we navigate this world, are we not only placing conditions on other people, but are we placing conditions on ourselves? And sometimes we do it unknowingly or unconsciously. It just happens. So here's the opening quote. Unconditional love really exists in each of us. It is part of our deep inner being. It is not so much an active emotion as a state of being. It's not I love you for this or that reason. Not I love you if you love me. It's love for no reason. Love without an object. Y'all write that for me. Love for no reason. You ever talk like it's like I'm getting off script because sometimes I think about when I may finish a conversation with somebody, or even sometimes I do this with people that I've newly met, and I would depart ways, and I would always, as we depart ways, saying, Latanya, I love you, girl. Yvette, I love you, girl. Malicia, I love you. We're on the phone, Yvette, I love you. Okay, Robin, I see you next week. I love you, girl. And sometimes it catches people off guard because when when we say this to one another as women, we're like, what? And you process that. Now, if you got a boo thing and they say I love you, you be like, oh, he or she loves me. And now you walk around with, who said I love you first? Or they may say I love you and you be, or even you may say I love you to them too and nobody says anything back. And sometimes you have to think about the type of love that it is. Because let me tell y'all, I love my sister something dearly. Most people, they may not, I be like, girl, I just love you. Because for me, it's more, I do have a condition. My condition is, I never want the last word someone heard from me to not be from a place of love. Does this make sense? You know, have you ever ended a conversation with someone and then they transitioned and there were so many words left unsaid? And one of them is that, I love you. There's some food for thought. So sometimes when I hang up the phone with my besties, I be like, yo, I love you, girl. Click. It just comes organically off the tongue. Because that's the last word I want them to remember. Maybe we cackled, maybe we debated, but at the end of the conversation, it was love. I just want y'all to hold on to that and think about it. Think about the conversations that you have, even in text. I love you. Somebody be like, sometimes when you say it too much, people are like, what's wrong with you? Or what's going on? It's all about the shift that you are willing to make in your life to attract what you desire, to have a certain feeling in your life. It's this happiness that we keep trying to pour. We're just trying to pour it inside of us. But in order for that to happen, it's going to require some work on your part. If you're up for the work, right? Yes. Because this is about your happiness. It's not about Tina's. It's not about the kids. It's not about the significant other. It's not about your mama. It's not about your cousins. It's not about your besties. It's about your happiness. And so, if it's just a small little thing that's going to give you that happiness, why can't you speak it into existence? Why can't you put forth a little bit of effort to experience it in your life? I'm telling y'all, by the time we finish, heard my grandmother there, there's going to be some people looking for me. Y'all hear me? By the time we finish, by the time we go through these Wisdom Wednesdays, by the time you take your healing class, by the time you take your transformation session, by the time you work with me for a period of time, by the time you attend your international healing retreat, there's going to be some people listening, looking for me. Y'all want to know why? Because they're going to say, LaWanda, girl, you changed. What happened? Ophelia, there's something different about you. What happened? Robin, whoo, girl, you different. You glowing and shit. What's up with that? Malicia, wow. You just, Malicia, girl, your voice, everything, your aura, everything about you is shifting. What's up with that? They're going to start looking for me, y'all. Because at the end of the day, you all going to be like, I know. And then you're going to say, I've been hanging out with Tina. And I'm going to need some bodyguards. Because I'm determined. Determined. Now I'm going to put my number low. Everybody put 100 in the comments. 100 in the comments. I'm determined to help 100 phenomenal women make a shift in their life. In some form or fashion. I'm a couple of people in, but I'm determined. So we're going to start with that unconditional love and you practicing it. Now, this first one is going to make it's a challenge for a lot of people. How do you start by practicing unconditional love? I'm going to give you 5 steps. Number 1, it's probably the hardest one for some. Write in your journal. Number 1, write in your journal. Write down things you're grateful for. The 3 things I'm grateful for: my children, my love of nature, my faith. Write in your journal. See, most people think everything has to be negative in my journal. Everything has to be positive in my journal. My vision is just for you to write and release. Because someday you want to go back and revisit those words that you wrote at whatever age you were. And you see how you've shifted in your life. So the first way to practice unconditional love is write in your journal. Y'all better start writing this down, because y'all going to come back and be like, which one, what's number 1, that's number 2? Number 1, everybody write it. If you're quick enough, write in your journal. That's number 1. Number 2, well, 2's going to be a little bit hard too. Remove, i.e. release, toxic relationships from your life. They don't serve your higher good. they're keeping you paralyzed. They're keeping you stuck. They're keeping you in a holding pattern like a plane. So number 2 is releasing people with love. And sometimes the releasing doesn't necessarily mean I gotta cut you off. But sometimes it just simply means I have to love you from a distance. I have to be selective when I allow you in my space. So number 2 is release with love. Release relationships with love. And these relationships are romantic, friendships, family ships, whatever ships, situationships. If it no longer serves your higher good, or if it has not been savoring your higher good for a long time, release them with love. Number 3, give yourself permission to follow your heart. I think recently we talked about that bucket list that so many people have and have rarely checked off what's on the bucket list. Experiences, trips, purchases. They're still on your bucket list. Not going anywhere because of the many excuses that have been made. And at some point, you're going to say, I wish I had it done. I wish I should have done. Stop wishing. Stop dreaming. Start doing. Number 4. Oh, my sisters, this is part of your happiness. This is a part of your healing. Forgive yourself for any mistakes that you've made in your life. Because you're human. And just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you have to sit and live in it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. You don't have to keep living in it. Break free. Forgive yourself. That's actually something you can write in your journal. That could be your first entry. I am grateful to still be here, and I am forgiving myself for whatever it is. Don't allow that past mistake to hold you hostage inside your own body, in your own mind. Allow her to heal. It's time. Everybody, write, it's time. There are 8 people watching this. I want to see 8. It's time. It's time, sister. It's time. And number 5, show love and kindness to others. But first, show it to yourself. Show love and kindness to yourself. You need to love yourself no matter what happens. It's time. It feels like someone needed to hear this message today. It feels like someone has been feeling stuck, over a certain situation that you had no control over, even though you thought you did. And it's time to heal, girl. It's time. And it's time to release it so you can start loving yourself without conditions. So just to review the 5 steps for unconditional love. Number 1 is write in your journal every day. Number 2 was release toxic relationships from your life. Number 3 is give yourself permission to follow your heart. Start tackling that bucket list. And number 4 was forgive yourself for past mistakes. And finally, number 5, show love and kindness to others and especially yourself. Today, our group question that's going to be posted in the group, and I encourage everybody to go and comment on it when it posts in the next 5 minutes. What is one way you can show yourself unconditional love? Doesn't have to be anything big. So, do not overthink it. Simply write. Do not overthink it. Just write. Sometimes the overthinking is what keeps you stuck. Just put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and write. Most of you don't even realize this is part of your healing journey. I'm providing you with the tools to start. All you have to be willing to do is show up and do the work. I can't force you to do it. So my closing thought. Give yourself permission to love without conditions. Give yourself permission to love without conditions. See how it feels. Perhaps it won't happen overnight. But in time, well, you know, in time, shifts can happen. In time. So as a reminder, again, we meet every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern in this space. If there are some phenomenal women that you feel would benefit from this group, invite them in, but tell them they have to answer the questions to be accepted. If you are in the Atlanta, Georgia area on Saturday, I am doing private healing sessions in person in Johns Creek. And you are welcome to schedule your private session. And in 2022, we're going back to Anguilla for our Live, Love, Laugh Healing Retreat. So with that said, thank you all for joining. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. I love you, my sisters.